If you're like me and you really enjoy washing your car, you might be disappointed when you go on YouTube to look at detailing tutorials and see that most of them use a pressure washer and a bunch of other fancy equipment. When I moved into my new apartment, it came with a garage, but it didn't come with a hose or a drain, so I thought washing my car at home wouldn't be possible, but then I discovered rinseless wash products. And I've been able to get results like this. It might not show up on camera that well, but my car is pretty dirty at the moment. It's been raining a lot, so there's all kinds of dirt on the side of the car and especially on the rear. You'll need a few products to get the best results out of this method. At the core of these products will be your rinseless wash solution. There's quite a few options out there regarding rinseless wash products, but the main two I came across were the McKee's N914 rinseless wash and the Optimum No Rinse rinseless wash. I've used both of these products, but I prefer the McKee's rinseless wash because there aren't any additives in it that stay behind on the paint after you finish, so you can apply your own protective coating like a ceramic detail spray or a quick detailer of your choice. You'll need a good wheel cleaner to help break down any of the grime and brake dust that's been built up on your wheels, and while I do prefer using a pressure washer to clean wheels, I still get good results with this method. I've probably used about 10 different wheel cleaners by now, but I keep coming back to this Hybrid Solutions wheel cleaner by Turtle Wax. A good quick detailer spray is going to be essential when it comes to drying the car. It's going to act as a lubricant in case anything is left over after the rinseless wash, and it's also going to leave behind a nice glossy finish. I've really been liking this Meguiar's Hybrid Ceramic Detailer. I've used the Turtle Wax stuff before, but I've noticed this tends to streak less. A nice tire shine will help give your wheels that finishing touch. A glass cleaner is going to help dry off the glass and make sure that nothing gets left behind. Having a set of quality microfiber towels on hand is going to go a long way to getting good results. You'll need a way to actually use the rinseless wash on the car, and I used to use microfiber towels just dipped in the solution, but I've really been leaning towards using this sponge from O&R. I haven't noticed any swirl marks as a result of this sponge, which you can be the judge of later in this video, and I feel like the results you get from this are much better than the results you get from using microfibers. You'll need a pump sprayer like this to clean off your wheels after you've applied the wheel cleaner to them, and also to pre-treat the dirty areas on the car. Brushes for both the face of the wheel, the barrel, and also the tire are going to be essential. I really like having a tool that can blow air to help clean off the wheels after I'm done. You could just use the exhaust side of a shop vac, or if you have an air compressor, you could use something like the Tornador attachment or just a blowgun to help dry the wheels off and other areas where water tends to collect. I like wearing a headlamp while I'm working, just so I can make sure I'm not missing any spots. You'll need a 5-gallon bucket with a grit guard at the bottom of it. Now that you have all the tools necessary for this, go ahead and fill up your bucket with some warm water. You don't need to fill it up all the way. I usually go to about 3 or 4 gallons. Now you can fill up your pump sprayer with just water. Follow the dilution ratios listed on the back of your product and add it to your water. Be sure to give it a good mix. I always start with the wheels because they're the dirtiest part of the car, and sometimes you can accidentally get some dirt or some wheel cleaner on the painted panels, so it just makes sense to start here. I start spraying the wheel and the tire with my Hybrid Solutions wheel cleaner until it's pretty much covered in the solution. Next, I agitate the tire with the brush. I'll use my wheelbarrow brush and go around between each spoke to make sure I'm getting full coverage. Next, I'll use a boar's hair brush to fully agitate the face of the wheel. I'll use my spray bottle, which at this point just has water in it, to help rinse off all of this now agitated and lifted brake dust and grime. Using the exhaust side of a shop vac, I'll go around the tire first and then work my way through the wheel to blow off some of that water. You should definitely wear safety glasses for this part because you can oftentimes accidentally blow some wheel cleaner into your face. Now I'll spray some quick detailer on the wheels and dry them off using a microfiber. Lastly, I'll apply some tire dressing, and in this case I'm using Chemical Guy's VRP. The wheel doesn't get perfectly clean usually after this, so here's the finished product. It's still pretty good, but I think I get a better result with pressure washers. Now I'll go around to the heavily soiled areas of the car with my pump sprayer, but this time instead of just having water in it, I've added my ONR or my McKee's to the proper dilution ratio. Now it's time to use your sponge or your microfiber towels, and with the sponge, I like to make sure it's fully saturated with the water solution, and then I wring it out until it's almost dripping. Just like any other car wash, I'll start on the roof and I'll use my sponge, which now has the solution on it, and I'll work it in straight forward and back lines, working in small sections at a time and routinely returning to the bucket to rinse off the sponge and get more solution. The key here is to use really light pressure. If you push too hard, you're not really lifting dirt off of the paint, but rather you're grinding it into the surface, which greatly increases the likelihood that you're going to scratch the finish. I'll treat all panels more or less the same, including the glass. In other words, I don't change up my process at this point for the glass. One of the reasons you want to work top down is because the bottom of the car is generally the dirtiest, so it makes sense that you want to start at the cleanest part and then work your way down to the dirtiest. I really like washing my car like this because it doesn't waste any time driving to and from a self car wash, and it's very inexpensive once you have all the materials. Realistically, you're only using about an ounce or two of the product, so you can get a ton of washes in for the price of one bottle. I've seen people washing very dirty cars using this method, and while I might be a little bit apprehensive of it, I do trust the product. I've been using it for a while now, and I haven't noticed any additional swirl marks in the paint. I bought all of these products with my own money, and this video is completely unsponsored. I didn't get anything for free, and I only have about 18 subscribers by now, so that shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone watching. But this is just something I'm doing for fun because I really enjoy it. So if you like watching these videos, let me know down in the comments below and by hitting the like button. My goal with this channel is to produce high quality car content about car related topics that I want to discuss. And washing my car is something I've always done since I've had my first car, and I get a ton of enjoyment out of it, especially when I can put on a podcast or listen to some music and just sort of zone out and take joy in the process of cleaning my car. Once you've made your way around the entire car with the O&R or the McKee's or your other choice of rinseless wash solution, you're going to move on to the drying process. The car, generally speaking, isn't going to be soaking wet, but you're going to need to dry it still. So I use my quick detailer spray to coat the panels. Make sure you read the directions on the back of the bottle. I only need to do a couple sprays per panel, and then I'll go over the panel with my drying cloth. And sometimes there are still some streaks left behind, so I may follow it up with an additional microfiber, and I get really good results this way. Again, you should be using light pressure this entire time. There's no need to push hard into the paint. You're not going to get any better results that way, and you're just going to increase the likelihood that you're going to scratch something. When it comes to the glass, instead of using my quick detailer spray, this is where I'll hit the glass panel with a spray or two of the invisible glass cleaner that I really like using, and then I'll actually use a different style microfiber towel. I'm going with a waffle weave here to help dry the glass and just get that streak-free look. Don't forget about areas like the gas door and also the door jambs. There's probably going to be some water here, but not a ton, so I like to just hit the microfiber towel that I'm using with some quick detailer spray, and then go ahead and gently rub it across the panel to dry it and lift up any dirt that's still there. I'll make one more lap around the car just to make sure I didn't miss any spots. If I did, I'll just hit the panel with some quick detailer spray and hit it with the microfiber towel gently to help lift any water or any spots of dirt that I may have missed. And in about 30 minutes or less, if you skip the wheel process, your car's gonna look really good. Here's some shots of my car finished, and I'm really proud of the way the reflections look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed the video. Let me know if you've had any success with this method down in the comments below, or if you've made some modifications to the process I described. And if you'd like to see more car content like this, consider subscribing.